Now, guys, I know that the Access media would never lie to us about the success of a game in order to defend a company. I know that they wouldn't do that, and I know that Assassin's Creed Shadows sold amazingly. It did even better than Ubisoft expected, but it's pretty odd now that we're hearing they're assembling a new transformation committee to help Assassin's Creed Shadows studio find a new lease on life. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, surely, guys, you can trust the Access media when they shill for a company and a product. Surely they don't want to push a narrative that the chuds are losing and that they are dominating. But now we're hearing that amidst a falling reputation and stock prices, the Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot has reportedly moved to assemble a transformation committee whose main goal it will be to both guide the evolution of the Assassin's Creed studio and help them find a new lease on life. It is absolutely insane that a studio that has Assassin's Creed, which has at this point probably sold over 150 million copies in total for the franchise, needs to find a new lease on life. They should technically be able to release any sort of game that follows the old Assassin's Creed formula and make bank off of it. But where we see so many studios putting hundreds of millions of dollars into single projects and then them hiring teams of thousands of people, that's not happening. Maybe if they didn't hire or ultimately work with over 3,000 people on Assassin's Creed Shadows, that game could have made a profit. Maybe they wouldn't have ended up spending hundreds of millions of dollars on one single game that didn't do what they expected. And we had been asking for years for an AC game set in Japan. This could have been an easy slam dunk, but, well, we see what they did. Shiitake. Per an internal Ubisoft email reviewed by French news broadcaster BFM Tech & Co. Nathan Coquimont, I hope I'm saying that right, the 10-person committee, as handpicked by CEO Yves Guillemot, will spend the next 100 days formulating the best ways to help the studio recover from their recent string of failures and chart a new direction for their future operations. You know a game's a hit, guys, when right after launch you set up a subsidiary to stash all your top IPs and snag billion-dollar investments from overseas companies. Then, just a few months later, you roll out a transformational committee to fix everything that went sideways. That's how you know that this actually was a really big success for them. I think that it's so hilarious that companies now will use subscription platform numbers in order to try to prop up their latest game release. We're seeing the same thing with Doom, right? We have heard, according to reports, the game has actually sold less than 1 million copies, or right around there, but because they're able to tout Game Pass numbers, they are able to tout over 4 million players have actually engaged with it, have actually played the game or at least downloaded it, which is crazy. And I think that that is also a big selling point for developers to put their games on day one Game Pass now, because if you think your title's going to be a flop, if you put it on a subscription service like Game Pass, you can give your investors higher numbers. I don't know if that's going to work as a long-term strategy. I'm sure that there are eventually going to be investors who are going to demand the real numbers and those figures kind of be separated, but they might get a good few years before that happens. We have just passed a monumental moment in Ubisoft's history, which, strengthened by this agreement and the success of Assassin's Creed Shadows, will benefit from a new lease in life, he wrote, as per a machine translation of his company-wide email provided by DeepL. The future ahead demands a new energy and a passion for the games that corresponds to the current moment. Ah, yes, because the games releasing for or in the current moment and for modern audiences has definitely worked out so far. I think that what is so rich about the situation is that for months now, the Access media has touted Assassin's Creed Shadows as a success. And because of the Ubisoft subscription service numbers, they were able to basically say, well, we beat the chuds. The chuds were wrong. This game has sold a lot. And from the beginning, I said that I thought Assassin's Creed Shadows was going to sell 3 to 4 million copies, but they really needed to sell 6 to 8 million from what we understood. Though they, of course, just want to push the narrative that gamers are wrong and that they are still relevant. Because if somebody like myself can sit at a computer and read numbers on a screen and break it down for you guys and analyze what's going on, what does the access media exist for? Nobody trusts their opinions when it comes to review scores. They don't really play games, so there's few outlets that actually put up game reviews now, and there's thousands to millions of YouTubers who actually do it and Twitch streamers who actually do it. And then if they don't even have the numbers that they can properly analyze and gamers can do it better, they have become completely obsolete. So they're trying to, of course, defend their positions in the industry while also trashing who they've deemed are their opponents, and it's not working out well for them. I mean, sure, I get that they need to keep their access with companies like Ubisoft so they can get early PR material and they can get exclusive interviews and they can get codes, but nobody trusts you anymore because of your years of shilling. You don't have any grounds to stand on anymore. Nobody respects you anymore. It says, though, notably, one of the committee's members is none other than Yves Guillemot's son, Charlie Guillemot, who will co-lead the group alongside Ubisoft's chief studios and portfolio officer. Charlie exited the company in 2021 after his decision to approve the association of Black Lives Matter imagery with the villainous Umbra faction and elite squad. I don't know if this decision's gonna go over well for Ubisoft. You'd think that right now Ubisoft is in such a precarious position that they wouldn't bring Charlie back, especially after the massive blowback he had faced in 2021. You'd think that this would not be like the time or the decision that they've made, but hey, if they just want to keep fucking up, go for it. Now, there's inevitably going to be people out there who say to themselves, I think that this is a good decision. I think that Ubisoft can turn things around, and you might be right. I'm not sitting here claiming to know everything and have a crystal ball I can look into to give you the answers of the future, but I don't think that it is going to be easy for them to turn this company around at this point. I mean, one of their flagship franchises, one of their massive moneymakers, Assassin's Creed, isn't doing well right now. And the next Assassin's Creed game, from what we've heard of, which is going to be centered around the Salem witch trials, also has received blowback already because of an assumption that it is going to have a strong female empowerment message, because unfortunately there were women who were falsely accused of being witches so that they could be killed. Is that going to go over well if they turn the main character into a lesbian like the rumors say? I don't think so, but either way, it's clear that they're panicking, that they are scrambling to find a way to make things better for themselves, and it just doesn't appear to be happening. In addition to their vague goal of helping revitalize Ubisoft's operations, they're also reporting that the Transformation Committee will also be responsible for further guiding the Assassin's Creed developers' intent, as they confirmed in their full year 24 to 25 earnings report to undertake a fixed cost reduction of at least 100 million euros to be achieved over the next 2 years. And interestingly, this 100 million savings order was handed down after the company had already reported a 24 annual savings total of 200 million. And while Ubisoft leadership seems to be gung-ho on this project, those below them have questioned the entire endeavor. I mean, I'm sitting here and I'm questioning the entire endeavor, and my life does not hang in the balance with their success or ultimate failure. So yeah, I don't think that this is going to go over particularly well for them. Maybe it will. What do I know? Though, when you just had your major game for the year release not even that long ago, and you're doing all these massive billion-dollar deals, and you're assembling new transformation committees to help your studios find a new lease on life, it just comes across as they are very desperate. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.